We're talking to Reverend Daniel Hayes of Gordon United Methodist Church, Gordon Memorial United Methodist Church, and the topic is the mentoring program that his church has developed under his leadership. And of course, Reverend Hayes, what we'd like to do is to look at the importance of this program and what you have been able to achieve at Gordon Memorial United Methodist Church, it being one of the more influential churches within the United Methodist religion. And so we believe that if perhaps you can give us some idea as to what you've been able to achieve there, then you can talk about how you were able to perhaps reach out beyond your boundaries and to touch other lives in reference to this program.
One of the things we want to do, Dr. Haney, is to reach out beyond Gordon Memorial walls. I've always believed, as when I put this program together, I always believe in all of our ministries that if I train my child, I'm not, and then I'm doing all right. But when my child gets into the real world and face other kids, if those kids are not trained, if those kids are not equipped with the same thing, then it does me little good to train mine. So what we have to do is to make sure that we're training the whole community so everyone will have respect for everyone, and we think we're doing that. Even beyond young gentlemen, some of the programs we have at Gordon Memorial, we're developing programs all the times that will help our children and our youth, male and female. Sister Celinda Hughes came up with a program entitled ID, safety ID. So our kids, all of our kids are being ID'd. But that's one program. We're developing programs for our children, for our youth. We're coming up with all kind of training and teaching things for our youth. So some of the things that we want to do and we're doing with young gentlemen is even teaching our young men how to respond to police officers. Young men are going to grow up. One day they're going to be driving. Especially black young men, this is crucial. If the police put his lights on behind a black young man, what do you do? If you have committed a small infraction of the law, even if you have done something else, the worst thing that a young man can do, and we're talking to our youth about this, is to take off and start speeding or jump out of your car running. Then what happens there is that you can cause danger to yourself, you can be killed, you can be put in jail, and you're going to have more charges. So what we're trying to teach young men, especially black young men, because they're already, everybody seems to be scared of our young men. So we tell them to pull over right away. We're teaching this. How to be stopped by the police. You could run a stop sign. You could be a red light. It could be something insignificant. But we don't want them to turn it into something major. So we are trying to teach them, pull over, how to talk to the police. Yes, sir, the police. It goes a long way. Respond, cooperate. And so these are things that we feel that are very important to the life and the health of young men. One of the things, Dr. Haney, that we really want to do is focus on our young people's dress. We want them to be their best in everything that they do, especially how to relate to other people, how to talk to other people, not carry a chip on your shoulder, not being a frowning type attitude all the time, and not be aggressive all the time. Sometimes be humble. And we believe that if you can humble yourself, that God will make a way for you even out of no way. And it goes a long way. And these are proven facts. So we want to focus on the attitude. We want to focus on the speech. We want to focus on the dress. We want to even focus on your facial expressions of young men. And this is some of the things that we are trying to do to make sure that they will have an opportunity in life. One of the things we stress is we're trying hard to make sure we keep young men out of juvenile, out of prison, and keep them in school, keep them reaching for dreams that would be valuable to their lives and that will benefit them through years to come. We've been talking about how to save money, how to budget. these are things that I think are very important from a time a kid get his first job. We got to start teaching kids, and we're doing that, teaching kids how to budget your money from day one. Make sure you give God his portion, and then make sure you put some money up for yourself for a rainy day. One of the things I think we're going to have to venture in is talking to the kids about controlling cell phone use, because that bill is, for a lot of you, getting kind of high. Right now, parents are probably bearing a buck of that. But it's a lot of different things that we have to tell kids and teach them to how to respond to certain things.
In other words, if we don't tell them, you're saying, then they won't know.
Right.
You see, and of course, if they don't know, then it's difficult to blame them for some of the things that they're doing. But it's incumbent upon us, you're saying, to make sure that they understand this.
Right.
And so, and you think that you're having some success in terms of dealing with this concept and with these young people in your catchment area, in the area that you serve at.
Right. We think it's been very effective. You know, today, Dr. Haney, we have to touch every avenue that we can. Church is not the same it used to be. You have to, you know, be careful. And we're thankful for our United Methodist men. The president now is Julius Witherspoon, and he's working hard. We even have monitors in church. You have to have monitors. You have to watch everything kids are doing. So what we're trying to do is not limit the kids from their expression. We don't want to limit them. We don't want to lock them up. We don't want to stop them from being youth, from being children. But what we want to do is train them how to respond in society, how to respond, how to act in church, how to live a life that would be pleasing to them, be pleasing to their parents, and be pleasing to God. So we're trying to transform the boyish attitude into a gentleman attitude.
Very good.
So that's what we're trying to do.
And so this concept, you believe that you can carry this beyond Gordon, beyond your Gordon Memorial United Methodist Church, and beyond your catchment area. Next, also let me say, because we had an opportunity to witness at a conference that was held quite recently, one element of your church making a performance at this conference. Why don't you talk about that and how you're able to fascinate all of these individuals in reference to
we have, that is our liturgical dance ministry, performed the open worship service at our Tennessee Annual Conference of the United Methodist Church that was held at First United Methodist Church in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We have 4 liturgical dance groups under the leadership of Celinda Hughes, and they are outstanding. We have from the babies all the way up to whatever age you want to be to perform. And that's just one segment. We have an outstanding at Gordon Memorial Music Ministry under the leadership of Barbara Thomas, and we have about, I think, 6 or 7 choirs. We have an outstanding youth ministry within itself, youth ministry that's training our youth to be good citizens. That's one of the things we are focusing on, how to be a good citizen even in times like this. We have to do it, but we got to expand out. We have to go into schools. We have to go into the community. We have to go into places that we don't want to go, because if we're only concerned about Gordon Memorial youth, one day we have to go into the real world and face other youth. So we're trying to reach as many youth as we can. Our programs are built at Gordon Memorial to reach out to the entire community and to even cross racial lines to bring everyone in. So our people can grow on one accord. One of the things that I believe is if any people take a motto in life, it needs to be, we need each other. And that's what we're trying to build, a life where we understand we need each other.
Oh, and of course, Reverend Hayes, let me thank you again over the last half minute or so that we have here for bringing us that excellent information. I think that on a show like this, we've had many persons to come, and one of the complaints they would often make is that the churches are not doing what they should do. They're not doing enough to fight AIDS, they're not doing enough to do this, and they're not doing enough to work with our young people. But it does appear as if at least one Gordon Memorial United Methodist Church is doing quite a bit in terms of trying to deal with some of the problems that we have with our young people, and we certainly appreciate you bringing us that information. And we would also encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.